Hello and welcome back to the Gold Advantage on the Best of 3 network, where we are covering the 2022 World play-ins groups, I guess, which is coming to an end. We just had like the biggest fiesta between DFM and Loud, which was pretty wild.
That was supposed to be League of Legends. That's what I was watching.
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean,
silver groups. I don't know what's going on there. I think we'll do it more like we're going to do an episode in like 2 days once play-ins is done to prep you for groups. We'll do a proper recap then. So that will happen then. Since I know most people, according to analytics, are watching now, please like, subscribe, and comment. We really appreciate it. Now that that's out of the way, DFM won. Last game was the cleanest one, but they're facing off against RNG, the MSI champs, tomorrow. Do either of you guys have any belief that they can match up into them?
All right, let's be very clear. It's not the same RNG that won MSI.
Yeah, so you keep saying.
I keep saying. I mean, that's why they're fourth out of China. Like, it's not the same team.
They got shafted by the meta change in playoffs.
Okay, cool.
And the meta's changed again.
Do I feel bad? No. Not at all.
Would you feel bad if they won?
Listen. Huh?
Huh?
Would I feel bad? No. Okay, listen. I mean, I know you guys are going to say it, right? Like, RNG is a significantly better team. Obviously, that goes without saying. They're from a major region. They're top 4 in that region.
Yep.
Everything points to them being a way better team. But
Correct.
DFM.
Thanks for making my point.
Scoot's about to say
DFM,
something
a.k.a.
stupid here.
Detonation Focus Me, a.k.a. Don't Fucking Miss. Which means don't fucking miss the main event. Always shows up. They always get to groups somehow. And I will not be shocked if they win tomorrow.
I'll take that bet.
Legitimate.
I will put $20 up to your $10.
I won't do that.
I'm giving you B&B odds.
It's not even good odds though. Like if I was gonna bet on Detonation Focus Me, it's gonna be like 3 or 4 tomorrow. Like when that line comes out or whatever. So obviously, I'm gonna take the book's money instead of yours.
Okay.
Now,
Mister never doesn't miss it going out of groups. They got absolutely smoked in fucking MSI, and I think first time.
But that's not Worlds. I said don't fucking miss Worlds. They didn't get out of groups the first year that we covered it. Last year they went the deepest that the LJL's ever gone.
Correct.
And what do you think happens next?
Congratulations to them.
Right?
But
you just got to keep growing.
Are you going to ignore 2019 when they came in 8th?
What I'm going to ignore?
That's
what I'm going to ignore is the matches
didn't make it out
today.
of Group B. Okay.
I said don't fucking miss groups. I didn't say make it out of groups every year. They're always in the main event.
He's mixing up groups. He doesn't understand the formats. He's a bit of a boomer. Yeah. Getting us back on track, because I want to keep this episode tight here. So you're two bickering, so we're going to end that one. But does anyone have any... Honestly, I don't even think DFM wins one match. So I can't even
say anything of substance.
Yeah, like I was going to say anything of substance.
Okay, yeah,
I literally don't think I can say anything about DFM that's like inspires me to believe that they can win, because even if they were winning one match, I think they'll throw it and RNG will win. So to me, this is an RNG 3-0 done and dusted.
They've had a couple of games where they've put it together and it's looked like fairly cohesive.
Yeah.
But do I think like they're fairly cohesive is enough to beat a team like RNG? No, probably not. But again, like we are watching esports. Crazier things have happened. And there is always a Chinese team that will let everyone down. So is it going to be RNG? I don't think so. But, we'll find that out tomorrow, I guess. So I wouldn't count them out, is all I'm saying. Anything can happen. I just think this is the worst possible position they could be in. So
the sportsbooks aren't even offering any odds at the moment.
It's probably.
I think that's indicative of the fact that they're just not going to take any money on this.
It's probably literally going to be 1.01 on RNG. I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that either.
That would not surprise me.
Okay, last question. What odds would you need on DFM to put a taste? I'm thinking like 11 or 12.
I mean, to Scoot's point, like. Yeah, we're putting a taste. It's just not going to be a lot. There's no value in taking RNG, so you might as well just put the smallest of taste just in case. And then that way you can come on this podcast and brag about how you had money on DFM when they beat RNG.
There you go.
I mean, they're just if they can make RNG play messy, it plays into their hand. I just don't know how. I mean, RNG likes to fight, so there's that. Like, and so does DFM.
Yeah, but they know
clearly.
how to fight, whereas DFM
Yeah, well,
so that's the fucking difference. All right,
hey, I mean, doesn't Loud found out today.
They did. I'm actually a little bit disappointed Loud isn't in because
I'm not because they
played
beat
their
NA
little
at VCT.
Brazilian hearts out. So.
Fucking pissed about it.
Love the
fucking
CB
personal.
Love the CB
On the other
I
side,
don't hate
now.
Brazil or anything. I love Brazil. But it's personal. Just Loud
personal.
specifically. Rest of
All right, well,
them,
now
they're
the personal match that actually matters and that everyone is interested in. EG versus Mad Lions. EG sitting as the underdogs at 2.26 with Mad Lions at 1.653. So the books seem to not realize that Mad Lions has never won a best of 5 and is putting them as the favorites to win their first ever best of 5.
This year.
Oh yeah, this
second ever
caveat.
best of 5. They won one today.
Well, this team has never.
They won today.
Yeah, they won one today.
Yeah, true. Actually, they did. Yeah.
But I will say, like, going into that match, I looked back at the group and it was like, God, who the fuck were they playing? Oh my God, why am I blanking?
Saigon Buffaloes?
Yeah, SGB. So SGB had done quite literally the bare minimum to wind up in that match. So I had very little read on what was actually going to happen. They beat the shit out of teams from minor regions that they should beat, and they lost to every major region team. So then they're at that 2-3 sitting, and I don't know. It didn't really look that good. Like Saigon got leads here and there, but I mean, their top laner was just throwing matches away. Like he's trying to run down Armit for no reason when he doesn't need to. And then they waste those resources. He doesn't get the kill anyway. It's like, okay. But I'm wearing it for a reason, obviously. I went to LCS finals. I'm an NA person, and therefore I'm going to support NA. There's no fucking way EG loses this. And if they do, it's a fucking shame. So that's all I have to say.
Yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards EG. I think they've been a little bit. It was weird. Like I've been through a whole journey with them. Like day 1, I was like, "What is EG doing?" They look like the worst team ever. Day 2, I was like, "Hey, they figured it out. It's getting better. Like, hey, we're okay." Day 3, I was like, are you regressing to the mean, or are you actually semi decent?" The loss to DFM, I was like, "Oh my God, they're awful." And then they smashed DFM and Loud, and so I was like, "Oh, maybe." You're not. So I think it depends on whoever turns up. The shining lights to me are Jojo has stepped the fuck up. He's playing so well. He's carrying so well. I've not been that impressed by Impact. He's the one that I'm kind of questioning. I think Inspired has been doing well. If Impact plays, has kind of got a jitters, whatever is going on there out of the way, I think EG wins this. And I just, you know what, the odds at 1.6 on Mad is not enough to tempt me. At 2.26 on EG moneyline, I'm like, I do like that.
I like EG at underdog odds. I think also what's very interesting here is that we have seen this EG team be back against the wall, and yeah, they're missing Danny, right? But the core is still there, and they've performed pretty much every time. I would say outside of lower bracket and summer finals, pretty much. Summer semifinals, I guess technically. Contrary to that, Mad Lions used to have a team that was back against the wall, would beat the shit out of you. You could go up 2-0 in a best of 5, and they would just come back and then win the entire split too. You know, Rogue found out about that one. But I think EG still got it. Like, they still have that magic, and now they're in a match that's kind of, pretty much back against the wall, I would say, at this point, and they're probably going to make it out. I trust it.
Who is my favorite team? In the
LCS?
EG.
Yeah, I was like, that's a very broad question.
I was trying to toss you a layup so that you could say you predicted them to win Worlds again, but he really didn't take. He didn't bite.
Mad Lions is winning this, and it breaks my fucking heart.
The
reality is, EG played a group of play-ins that is not impressive with the Chiefs beyond DFM, Loud, and Fnatic. And we were chatting just before we got on, and you were not even that impressed by Fnatic, right, with Hillsing in there. Whereas Mad Lions went up against Istanbul Wildcats, not quite the world beaters that our beloved Factor.gg thought they were. Isurus, Saigon Buffalo, RNG, and DRX. And if you go back and look at those two games that they played against RNG and DRX, Mad Lions played surprisingly okay. Now, of course,
I think the
like,
last
these are
match
two-
against the RX in particular.
Yeah, totally. And now, granted, it was DRX's last match. Maybe they weren't going balls to the wall because they kind of maybe knew they already had this top spot locked up. But you still had to go to a playoff. They would have had side select. Maybe they felt confident they could beat RNG but you don't want to do that, right?
So my question there is, though, Mad Lions was winning, actually. Wasn't they were playing well? They were winning, and then they threw
5K
the game.
gold lead Baron throw.
Yeah, like
Is
so.
that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
they
that's
throw
what
a
I'm
lot
talking
of
about.
fucking games.
So I'm kind of like, it's not even.
But
this is
my
actually
point-
why
my
I
point
don't trust
being-
them.
My point is,
Okay.
that's a best of 1, not a best of 5.
Yeah.
Mad Lions isn't throwing that 5 times in a row, or even 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
They played a quality of competition that far exceeded that of EG, and
Yeah.
Mad Lions is warmed up for this, and so they took care of business. They didn't lose to Saigon once. They didn't lose to Saigon, Isurus, or Istanbul in the groups. Then they laid the smackdown on Saigon.
Sure.
Whereas EG is a team that was in a position to have to go to Fnatic, have their chance to get their retribution from the earlier loss, fucking blew it. And this isn't a team that's world beaters. This is not the team that we come to love and saw what they performed in the spring. It breaks my fucking heart, but Mad Lions is winning this, and they're going to win it 3-1.
I'm sure it does, Benedict Arnold.
All right.
This isn't
You
my
traitor.
this isn't by choice. -1.5 though, 2.39.
Absolute traitor. It's honestly, it's a shame.
And then
See how far you fall.
and then Fnatic's going to go into Group A with Cloud9, and Cloud9 will still make it on to quarters. At worst.
I just don't even know how much you believe that anymore. I think we're going to go into Group A first day. Cloud9's going to go like 1 and 2. You're going to jump ship, and then they're going to win Worlds. Then we're going to have to go back and clip this, of course. I will say this. There's been a lot of interesting conversations around NAEU, right? Like, they lost Fnatic early on. Moose from the r/sportsbook Discord, that's, I think, the Sportsbook Reddit Discord,
Yeah.
threw out a question when I was, kind of asking today. He said, who is more hurt by losing tomorrow's best of 5, North America or EU? Like, NA or EU? And I think that's pretty interesting one.
Yeah, I think
and
that's
I
a
would
great
like to gather
question.
some thoughts on that.
I definitely think it's NA, because Mad Lions, like I said at the beginning, didn't win a best of 5 to get to Worlds. So if they make it in, it's like, great, that's a bonus. If they don't make it in, no one really expects them to do very much. Whereas EG are the spring champs. Everyone, they were like the shining light. They didn't do great at MSI, but they kind of improved as time went on. They seem to, as a team, gotten better. Unfortunately, with the Danny situation, I think people are down on them. But the rest of the team is still there. And in some ways, I think the rest of the team is playing even better. Like I said, JoJo's really stepped up, inspired, Impact less so. So I think, it's NA needs every single team that they can get, especially as they only have 3 teams. EU has 4 teams, and I don't think they really care. Like, Mad Lions is like this bonus team, win or lose.
I think I kind of agree with you in that, like, it is hard for NA having only 3 slots and one of them being a play-in, right? Like, that's extremely difficult. But then again, like, it is such a bad look for EU to send a team that didn't win a single best of 5, as you said, to get there, and then to, like, not beat a team that's playing with a sub from North America. Like, I think that is, it's almost worse to a point. And, like, I don't think Keori is really bad or anything, and it's not a rip on him, but it's just not the same team that they played with all year. Like, the chemistry is not what it was, and who knew how that deteriorated during summer, and if it did at all, and, like, there's a lot of things to call into question there, but that team hasn't played together for very long. And for EU to lose this, I think it would be, like, there's going to be a lot of disrespect if they lose it, that's for sure. I think
I don't know. I honestly,
both
I
ways.
almost feel like you can't disrespect them because Fnatic looks better with a sub. If EG is worse with a sub, I think it's like evens itself out. I don't know if playing with a sub is as bad as we expected it to be, because I definitely did think Fnatic would be coming out first. No practice, jet lag, subs, like COVID recovery.
Well, you can't be scrim gods
but
if you
again,
don't scrim.
that speaks to the quality of that playing group. This is why I think Mad Lions is going to win. I'm not going to take it personally, honestly, for NA. Like, if EG loses this, look, it's not their top team. Competitive group, going up against quality opponents. Obviously, EU already has 3 teams in at this point. It'd be great if NA could also match that with 3 teams. Should EG win, they're getting thrown into JD Gaming, G2 Esports, and Damwon Kia. Like, good fucking luck.
Yeah.
They're not coming out of that group. Regardless, if it's the other way, then you're going to see Fnatic and Mad Lion going to Group A and Group D, where, they could have a fighting chance. And so...
I gotta say, though,
man.
minus 1.5 on Mad Lions, 2.42. Those are very nice odds. So if you actually believe they're going to win 3-1, that's a really nice bet to take, I think, on that side.
It's the bet I'm taking.
Yeah,
unfortunately, it breaks my heart, but that's the bet.
You see, I would say if I'm going for Mad Lions, that's the bet I would take. Otherwise, I'll just take the money line on EG at 2.23. But you know what? If you're betting the money line and stuff like that, you could hedge that.
Well,
you could hedge that
do.
live. So you take minus 1.5 on Mad, and then you just wait till EG loses game 1 or 2 or something like that. They'll probably go to a 2.5, 2.6, something like that.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking.
Take a nice.
I'm going to be taking the minus 1.5 at 2.42.
Yeah.
And then I'm also going to put a taste on the over 4.5, because if it goes to 5, who the fuck knows?
Sure.
That was just the best one. Elongated.
There's no way EG to me is winning this 3-1 or 3-0.
No, you know what I do like is also over 1.5 Barons at 2.13.
3-0.
I think we're bringing a lot of
3-0 for
Barons.
EG.
So I think over 1.5 Barons
honestly,
is a good one. 3-0
playoff
for
scoop
EG.
buff.
Nah, this isn't even playoffs.
Playoff
I'm just
scoop
fucking
buff.
around right now. That's not a real prediction.
You don't
not a
endorse
real
that?
prediction.
That's not a real prediction.
It's a 3-1, but I'm not endorsing 3-0. 3-1 EG.
3-1 Mad Lions.
3-1 EG. Light work. You're a traitor.
All right.
North America will never forgive you.
That's it. Thank you everyone for tuning in for this quick episode. Like I said, we'll be doing another one in a couple of days, recapping play-ins, getting us ready for the main event that is groups. Please like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, social media, everywhere at Best of 3 Network. You'll find links to our Discord. Come join us. Nice little group, pretty active. We've been chatting the last couple of days, particularly during the last match. That was chaotic. That about wraps it up, I think. So thanks for tuning in. Bye, everyone.
Peace out.